At first, the episode Sleeping Siren seemed to be like a filler, to be honest. I wasn't extremely excited, but now it has a lot of mysteries from the new trailers, so let's analyze all of them and all the information in general. But before we begin, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, so let's get straight into the subject with the synopsis. We already know that Ondine and Kim are a couple, even though Kim is horrible and Ondine is a lot better, but either way that's not the subject. Ondine worries that she still didn't have her first kiss with Kim, and obviously she wonders if Kim has actual feelings for her or not, because we also know that Kim was kind of bad towards her throughout the seasons, especially when he was saying stuff like he would like to kiss Chloe, or that Chloe is the prettiest girl in front of Ondine, who was his girlfriend, and she still is. But either way, Marinette decides to help Ondine, but in her own way. And this is the scariest part, because what do you mean her own way? Because Marinette's way was seen in Sublimation, and we have all seen that it didn't end well. I mean, kind of at the end everything was fine, but until the end everything was a mess. A complete mess, not just a mess. Anyways, Marinette's intentions are good because she wants to help Ondine to get over this situation, but my theory is that something bigger will happen. Ondine will not be simply sad because of the kiss that didn't happen, I mean. She will be sad because of some rumors or something like this about her and Kim. Or maybe Kim will say something problematic again, as he always says, and that's what will trigger Ondine to feel like this. Probably Marinette will discuss with both of them, with both Ondine and Kim, and there will be even more misunderstandings between them, and that's what will cause the akumatization of Ondine into the Sleeping Siren / Princess Siren. So now let's discuss about her powers, because we have a lot of trailers, so we kind of know what will happen in the episode. I will analyze the trailers in the order in which we got them, and this is the first one which we got a couple of weeks ago by Tifo. So as you can see, there are some water knights, so besides flooding Paris as she did in the episode Siren in the second season, she will have an extra power which will make her have some knights, water knights, which are protecting Ondine / Princess Siren. And this is the catch, because in the English dub her name is the Sleeping Siren, and maybe I have a theory about why her name is like this, but in French dub the episode is named Princess Siren. So if we are combining the names and we are getting, for example, Princess from one and Sleeping from the other, we will get the Sleeping Beauty. If you know her story, you know that she is asleep, and that's what I believe will happen to Ondine. She will not move around like a siren, she will simply be on the floor somewhere, and the water will come out of her, or something like this, and the water knights are protecting the Sleeping Siren, who will be stuck somewhere, for example. And to deakumatize the Sleeping Siren, they have to get through the nights. And I also believe that she will be deakumatized because of a kiss from Kim. And the true love test, let's say, will be that he has to defeat all the knights to get to the princess. Moving on, we have Vesperia. And Vesperia will be a really important character in this episode / Zoe, because in one of the other trailers we saw Ray. And Ray is that kid who threatened Zoe at the end of the episode Dedicap, my favorite title from season 6, obviously, and from all the seasons. But that's not relevant, why am I even saying this? She will be really important in this episode, because we see Vesperia and Zoe will be one of the main characters of this episode, and we can see that she defeats the knights by simply throwing her yo-yo at them, so they are not really that powerful if they can be defeated that easily. Most of the water knights will be underwater, but some of them will be on the surface too. And I have another theory that Ladybug and Kenwar will fight with the knights which are underwater with Kim's help, and all the other heroes will fight with them on the surface level. I'm happy that Vesperia is back, even though I want to see more of the other heroes, but either way, each new hero is welcomed at any time. As I was saying, besides Vesperia, we will get all the other heroes because we can see them doing a pound it. And I'm not really sure if Kim is there, because I don't really recognize the hands after the new change of costumes, but we can see almost all of them. In the last image we can see Ondine, and this is an image by Glub, so it's not anymore from TF1, and she looks amazing in the new animation. I know, there are a lot of haters who obviously hate the new animation, but you can't tell me that she doesn't look a lot better in this one. You can say whatever you want about the other characters who maybe looked better in the old one, but Ondine especially had one of the top 5 best glow-ups with this new style. And her outfit, I mean look at her, she has a hat, she has a dress, she looks really cool. She looks like she's from a beach or something like this. I've seen a lot of people saying online that she looks a lot older than all the others, and I'm not really sure what to believe about this. Maybe they are saying that she looks older because she's wearing a dress and the others are in more casual clothes. But she doesn't really look older, I mean look at her face. She looks like she's around 16, 17. Not really 14, but 16 for sure. A high schooler, obviously, because now they are in high school. Moving on, now we have probably my favorite new redesigns, Aqua Bug and Aqua Noir. Just look at them, especially Aqua Bug. These images are from Glab, they posted them as a surprise for getting 8,000 comments on a post. And as I was saying, they look amazing, spectacular. Now that I'm finished praising them, I also have to mention a strange detail, I guess. I'm not really sure if it's strange, but take a look at Cat Noir's mask. What does it look like? And you can pause and think for a moment. So now I'm gonna give the answer. It's almost the exact same face mask as Hawkmoth's from seasons 1 to 4. Is this intentional? I'm not really sure, because maybe it is simply a coincidence and that's how they saw the design. Or it could be a small hint that he will turn into the next Gabriel Agreste because of all his traumas, and probably something will happen to Marinette and he's going to get the Miraculouses to make a wish in the future. These are some crazy theories, but I don't believe they are going this far with simply a design. Especially because it is for Aqua Noir, not even for Cat Noir itself. On the other hand, Aqua Bug looks amazing and it is probably my favorite costume from her. I will give Aqua Bug 10 out of 10 and Aqua Noir 9 out of 10. Now we have another trailer from TF1, and some of the scenes are extremely interesting. First of all, we can see Paris being flooded by Princess Syren. Then we have Kim in the water being chased by one of the water knights, and probably this is because he was trying to go to Ondine to deakumatize her by the kiss, as I said in the beginning, and he's being followed obviously by the water knights, and him with Ladybug and Cat Noir will get to Ondine eventually. But the most interesting scene from the new trailer is the last one, because we can see Dragonbug again. And after the finale of the 3rd season, I don't believe we have ever seen Dragonbug ever again, and she was probably my favorite unification during the first 5 seasons, if I remember well, because now I also love Viperbug. But either way, I love Dragonbug a lot, I'm glad that she's back, but she's not only Dragonbug, because if you look closely at the trailer, you can find it online, but I couldn't really screenshot a specific scene. We can see that Dragonbug is also Aqua Dragonbug. So she will have the Dragon Miraculous, she will also have the Aqua power-up, and the Ladybug Miraculous. So a unification, and also a power-up. And this is new from what I know, right? But isn't this a bit pointless, because we know that the Dragon Miraculous has the water power. So why is she using the water power and the Aqua power-up? Or maybe she was using both of them for different reasons, for example the Wind Dragon, but the Aqua power? Either way, I'm really curious to see, because the fight scene seems to be really interesting. We have all the heroes, we have new unifications, power-ups which now look amazing, because we discussed about the costumes, they look spectacular. So the episode seems to be really cool, till now. But we have even more scenes, and this is the trailer which actually made me the most excited for this episode, because last night, I mean when I'm recording this it was last night, maybe when I'm going to post this it will be a couple of days before. But anyway, we got a new trailer from Glab. They haven't announced a specific release date for the episode, so maybe the closest release date is still by TF1 Plus on 1st October in French dub, and then we will get it in English dub and other dubs too. But Glab may release the episode tomorrow, I mean on 30 September, but there's no confirmation, so the closest release date for now is 1st October by TF1 Plus. Keep this in mind. Let's analyze the trailer because the last scene will be insane and the most interesting one from all the scenes. In the first one we can see Ondine crying, probably because of the rumors between Kim and her, because we can see a random kid who is recording the conversation between Marinette and all her friends at the table about Ondine and Kim, and then he shows the recording to a new character, and we don't know who that is, but also to Ray, who is that person who was threatening Zoe at the end of the episode Dedicap. That's why I said when we were discussing about Vesperia that Zoe is going to be important in this episode, because why would Ray be back if not for Zoe? So probably, even though the main focus will be on Ondine and Kim, there will be a subplot about Zoe and Ray. Or at least we will find out one piece of information about Ray and what's going on with him, why he's threatening Zoe, why he's doing all of this. My theory is that Zoe was very rude to him when she was in New York, because we know that she was faking her personality to be included, and maybe she did something bad to Ray and now Ray is getting revenge on Zoe. I don't care about the reason, I don't care what Zoe did in New York, she's still one of my favorites and I really don't want anything bad to happen to her. She's been already through enough, so please let her live peacefully. In season 6 we have a lot of new characters, and who could they be? Maybe they are working with series, because some person said that series is working with more people, but that person also said that Felix is going to appear in the first 2 episodes and he didn't. And now we have the most interesting scene from all the trailers. This is basically the most interesting scene by far about the episode Sleeping Siren / Princess Siren. And who is this? At first I thought it was going to be Argos because of the whole purple mood, or maybe it was the eagle from the New York special, but that person looks different. It looks like a frog Miraculous. Maybe it's someone from a different country, I'm not really sure. Look at the eyes, they are yellow, they are sparkling during the night. I have a couple of theories, so let's see them. The first one is that the new kid who is recording Marinette and her friends and is plotting against Kim and Ondine is this new person, and this person is working with Chrysalis. We've seen in the trailer that Kim is being fooled by someone, and maybe this has to do something with why Ondine was feeling anxious, because Kim was being drawn to a room with candy. To be honest, he's extremely dumb, because why would you go like this after some candies? But either way, it's a cartoon, so it doesn't matter. As a summary, my first theory is that this new person is working with Chrysalis. He is the one who recorded Marinette and her friends, and he's doing this intentionally for Ceres to akumatize someone. Maybe he's causing problems intentionally, so Ceres could akumatize those people. Who knows, I'm really curious. The second theory is that this is simply Argos, and maybe his eyes are like this because it's night, and maybe he has a power up, or simply they glow like this during the night, even though we know that his eyes are purple. Even in season 6 it is official that they are purple. That's why I'm not entirely sure if this is Argos or not, because he also has a tail at the costume like Rina Rouge, and here we can see that this person has a hood but they don't have a tail, so the costume is not really the same as Argos. I'm not entirely sure who this is. The third theory is that this could probably be the eagle from the New York special, and she's back for some unknown reasons, maybe to help Ladybug and Cat Noir, but this gives off more villain vibes, not a hero, because look at the eyes, they are evil-ish. I'm not really sure how to explain, but they give off villain vibes, not a good person vibes. I really hope that we will find answers in the episode about this person, this new creature, whatever this is. And I really hope, and I repeat, I really hope that this is not the post-credit scene, because I have a feeling that we are not going to find out who this is, and it will simply be a post-credit scene to leave us in suspense, and probably in another episode we are going to find out more information about this person. This particular scene made me extremely curious to watch this episode, not that I wasn't already curious, because I love all the episodes of Miraculous. I could watch 100 seasons without getting bored. But this made me more interested in the episode Sleeping Siren, because I thought it's going to be a filler, but it has a lot of plot actually. It is going to be an amazing episode for sure. And now, lastly, we have the trailer from the official Miraculous Ladybug channel, so let's analyze it because some of the scenes are insane. First of all, we already discussed that Ondine is going to feel really sad because she still didn't have her first kiss with Kim, and she will try to kiss him, and for some reason Kim will pinch her nose. We already know that he's dumb, but really that dumb? Then we have Ray and some other random people who are spying on Ondine and Kim, and also Marinette and her friend group is spying on them. But in a good way, if you know what I mean. They are hyping up Ondine. The others, Ray and his friends, are planning probably for them to fail, something like this. Ondine is reading a love letter to Kim, and for some reason he will start laughing. Maybe the love letter was made by Marinette and her friends, because we know that Marinette is going to be the one who helps Ondine in her own way. So maybe she will make a stupid letter, and then when Ondine will read it, Kim will burst out laughing, and that's why Ondine will be really sad and she will be akumatized. Who knows? Then we have some amazing scenes in my opinion, because we have finally the transformations for Aqua Bug, Aqua Noir and King Monkey in season 6. And maybe this is the first time when we will see Cat Noir's transformation in season 6, because we've seen Ladybugs in War Papas and we still didn't have Cat Noirs. I already said that the costumes look amazing. I mean, I love the new suits so much, the Aqua ones, and they are a lot better compared to the ones from the previous seasons. Not just better, a lot better. We can see that Cat Noir will eat the green cheese and Ladybug will probably eat the macaroon, so the method is the same. But I really want to see other power-ups, for example the fire ones, or I don't know, any other power-up between Astro and Aqua. Now we can see that all the heroes will appear in this episode, so not just Ladybug, Cat Noir and King Monkey. All of them are here, and this is because some of the water knights which we saw earlier will fight on the ground and some of them will be in the water. Aqua Bug and Aqua Noir will probably be in the water, and maybe even King Monkey will be in the water, and all the other heroes will fight on the ground for the civilians to not be attacked by the water knights. In the middle we can see Sleeping Siren, who looks amazing, and I don't want to overreact, but this is probably in top 10 best designs for an akumatized villain. She really looks straight out of a fantasy movie. She looks amazing. Maybe I am a bit biased because I love all the stories about mermaids or princesses, but you can't deny that she looks really cool. So, as I predicted earlier in the video, she doesn't really fight Ladybug and Cat Noir. She will simply stay somewhere, and she's waiting for Kim to come back and kiss her, and that's how she will be deakumatized, by a love kiss from Kim, and this will also be their first kiss. It will probably be an emotional scene for the people who are actually shipping them, but I don't like Kim at all, as I said throughout the whole video, so for me it's not going to be that emotional. I'm more curious about the fight scene, the mysterious person which will appear somewhere in the episode, the frog, Miraculous, or whatever that is. You know who I'm talking about. Either way, in the last scene we have some corals, and the animation is spectacular in that scene. Probably this is where the Sleeping Siren will stay, or maybe something is hidden there, the akumatized object. And I have a feeling that the akumatized object will be her necklace, because it's giving mermaid vibes. So it is something that could be akumatized, because what else? The head, no. Some clothing pieces, no. So the necklace or the letter, one of these. About the release date, the episode is going to be released first by TF1 Plus in French dub, but we will get the English dub and English subtitles really soon, so don't worry, you will understand what they are discussing in the episode. Glob is not going to release the episode first. I mean, when I'm recording this, they still haven't announced a release date, and there's not really much time anymore to announce it. So Glob lost this time the battle with other channels, TF1 Plus won, but at least Glob managed to release the episode Mr. Agrest, which was amazing, and the premiere was really good in my opinion. There was a lot of hype around the episode, and there's also a lot of hype around the new episodes too. We still don't have any information about Reckless Driver. We know just the synopsis and a couple of scenes for the Dark Castle, but we will see what will happen. I'm really excited. This episode is going to be amazing, I can already tell, because I love mermaids and anything like fantasy. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because I'm going to keep you updated with all the news about Miraculous, especially because a lot of new episodes are coming, and I'll see you soon.